Alright guys, welcome back into another NBA DFS slate. Let's kick it off here right away. Going to start off with Lou Williams. I think he's going to be a good, strong point guard option for us. He's averaging 1.1 DK points per minute with Tobias Harris off the floor. Add in the fact that Avery Bradley's gone and some of the other players are gone. I think he's going to be a strong option for us tonight. I do think he'll go for over 40 DK points tonight. Now, one of these other guys, whether it's Shy, whether it's Thornwell, whether it's Wallace, one of these three are going to get some extra run. If you want to throw one of them into a GPP lineup, I don't mind that. Danilo Gallinari is a play that I really do like. We kind of got to wait and see on the minutes still. But if the minutes are going to be there, we know when he gets over 30 minutes, he's averaging over 40 DK points per game. So he's going to be another strong option for us. The value play of the day here is going to be Jonathan Motley. If Motley gets the minutes, he's going to dominate. He's been dominating the G League the whole year. He's been a points per minute guy in the NBA. So definitely if he gets the minutes, he's going to be a strong option for us. Montrezl Harrell, more the same with Lou Williams. Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell have been averaging 1 DK over 1 DK point per minute without Tobias Harris. So those two are going to be strong options, especially going against Indiana. You know, they're a decent team, but they haven't been as good without Victor Oladipo. Darren Collison's going to be a decent option as well in the point guard spot. The Clippers aren't the best at guarding the point guard spot. I don't like this price on Collison, but if you want to do a game stack, run it back with Collison, I wouldn't mind that. You know, you could go with maybe Tyreke Evans if you want. He got some minutes the last game. And, you know, he produced finally, but I'm not going to be rolling with him. That's more of a last stack and a game stack and option. If you want to roll with that, you could do that. The play that I like the most is going to be Thaddeus Young. Once again, I'm going to be rolling with Thad Young. I've rolled with him for, you know, a few slates now. He's just been, you know, dominating since Victor Oladipo has been out. And he also is going against the Clippers. The Clippers are ranked 4th against the power forward spot this year. So I really do like Thad Young tonight. He could be a nice, strong, you know, low-owned option for us on today's slate. And then lastly, I do like Miles Turner going against that team. He should be able to dominate them tonight. So let's get into the next game, Minnesota versus Orlando. Now, Minnesota, I do think we can roll with Jerryd Bayless again. If Jeff Teague is going to be ruled out, Jerryd Bayless should do well again. He struggled in his last game. He only made 2 for 10 shots. So if he makes, you know, a few more of those shots, he definitely would have hit value on that slate. He's not going to be a horrible option for us tonight. I'm projecting him to score 28 DK points tonight, so he should be decent. If you want to roll with Andrew Wiggins, you can. He should be able to do well in this matchup, but, you know, it's Andrew Wiggins. He's been struggling recently, so the play that I like value-wise is Dario Saric. Now, he finally got that 30 minutes, and, you know, Orlando does like to play too big, so I could see Dario getting those minutes again. The play I like the most, though, is Karl-Anthony Towns. He's just been dominating well. Derrick Rose and Jeff Teague have been out. He's been seeing the biggest usage bump. He should get to at least 50 DK points tonight, so I really don't mind him as an option. The only play on the Orlando side that I like is going to be Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac has been dominating recently, averaging over 30 DK points per game in his last 5 games, so he's going to be a strong option for us tonight on the slate. Definitely worth a look, especially if you want to game stack this game. You definitely have to include him in your player pool. One of the games I like the most is going to be Toronto Raptors versus Atlanta Hawks. That's just because the Raptors have dominated the Hawks. Kyle Lowry is averaging over 45 DK points per game in this matchup. And, you know, the Hawks are horrible against guards, so Kyle Lowry should be able to go off and dominate tonight. That is if he plays. We do have to monitor that. If he sits for some reason, Fred VanVleet would become an instant lock. Now, Fred VanVleet should hit value regardless because DeLon Wright and also CJ Miles are out, so that should mean some extra run for Fred VanVleet, especially if this game blows out, which it probably should. Also really do like Kawhi Leonard tonight. Kawhi should be able to dominate as well. He went for 64 DK points in his first matchup against the Atlanta Hawks, so he's not going to be a horrible option. Now, the Raptors got rid of their 2 centers, Valanciunas and Greg Monroe, leaving them with Serge Ibaka, Pascal Siakam, and Chris Boucher. So one of these guys are going to go off and do well. You know, this guy right here, he's not a bad value option. He's been dominating the G League. I do think he's going to get around 20 minutes tonight just out of need. And especially if the game blows out, he's definitely going to see more than 20 minutes. So he's not going to be a horrible option for us tonight. But I do think Serge Ibaka and Pascal Siakam are going to see around 30 minutes either way just because of the big situation right now. But like I said, not a horrible option. I do want to get at least 2 Toronto Raptors in my builds, I think. On the Atlanta Hawks side, there's not that much that I like. If you want to roll with Kevin Huerter, you can. He's been doing well in his last 5 games. You know, getting around 28 DK points per game. But the play that I like the most is going to be John Collins. Now, he left the last game with a head injury. Only played 17 minutes, but he went for 32 DK points. The game before that, he went for 62 DK points. He's going to be a strong option for us tonight on this slate, especially if you want to run it back in that game. Not a horrible game stacking option if you were, you know, stacking at least for Toronto Raptors, you would have to include John Collins in your build. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers, they got rid of Zubac, so obviously Jamel McGee should see some extra run here tonight. Whether it's McGee or Tyson Chandler getting the start, that's the one that you want to roll with. If McGee does get those minutes, he's going to dominate that price point. I do think LeBron James is going to come back, kind of ride that narrative. This is my team. Let's gather together. He just kind of does well in situations like this where they need him to go off and dominate. Kyle Kuzma maybe will be a good option for us tonight. That's kind of more of a wait and see for me. But the play that I like the second most is going to be Rajon Rondo here. Rondo should be able to go off and dominate. Primetime Rondo going against his former team. We know that Rondo just shows up in games like this where they're nationally televised games. He just kind of always seems to produce in them. So does Kyrie Irving, though. Kyrie Irving's going to be another solid option for us tonight on the slate. He's just been dominating recently, averaging over 50 DK points per game in his last 6 games. So going against the Lakers and Rondo defense, I'm not too worried. I do think, it's a nationally televised game. Going against LeBron, too, I do think he'll show up. The only other play that I really like for Boston is going to be Al Horford. Aaron Baines is out, which kind of has meant that Al Horford's had to get around 30 minutes now. He should be able to at least get the 35 DK points tonight going against the Lakers, who aren't the best at guarding the bigs. Getting to the OKC-Memphis game. Now, Mike Conley is going to have to get a lot of run. The real other point guard option would be Kyle Anderson, maybe Shelvin Mack as well, but Mike Conley is going to be the biggest playmaker is what I'm trying to get at. We've seen it recently without Marcus Hall. He's just been dominating, averaging 45 DK points or more per game in the last 6. So I really think he's going to be a strong option. I do think he's going to go for 40 DK points tonight. Now, Julian Washburn, he's been playing over in Australia like the last 3 years. This is kind of what he is. He's a big minute player that doesn't really produce. Maybe he gets 18 DK points for us tonight. I think Bruno would be the one that gets the biggest boost, especially if Jaren Jackson gets in foul trouble. Then that would mean that Bruno would get to around, maybe 28 minutes. And he should be able to get at least 20 DK points tonight, especially with all those guys gone. Michael Green was just traded. So like I said, I really do like Jaren Jackson Jr. as a GPP option. Now, we do worry about that foul trouble, especially with Paul George and, Steven Adams down there. He'll probably struggle a little bit defensively, but if he does stay out of foul trouble, he's just going to dominate tonight for us tonight. Should be able to go off for 40 DK points. The play that I like the most is going to be Ivan Rabb. Obviously, I played him in the last 4 slates, so I'm going to continue to roll with him. Should be a solid option for us tonight. Should get at least 25 minutes or 25 DK points tonight. That's enough to hit value, so I really like him as a strong option tonight. On the Thunder side of the ball, I think I'll continue to roll with Russell Westbrook and Paul George. Those two I've been stacking together for pretty much the last month, and it's been working out really well. It's been an average of 110 DK points per game with the upside to go for like 130, 140 on some slates. So once again, I really like this option. Again, I want to start out a lot of my builds with those two, and if I have to go down from them, I will. Steven Adams, if you think Rabb's a bad defender, which I wouldn't blame you if you did, Adams should be able to dominate him tonight, so that's another play you could go with. Now let's get into the last slate of the night. This is a slate that I like the most. Patty Mills, he only played 17 minutes, but his shot was dropping. He made 4 of 7 threes, so if he's going to continue to shoot that well, he's going to be a solid option for us tonight with Derek White. So I do think he'll get to that like 23-minute mark again. Not a horrible option, not the best. But I really like DEMAR DEROZAN as an option. Against the Portland Trail Blazers, he's averaging over 40 DK points per game. And at that price point, that's a little bit too cheap. He was handling point guard duties with White out, so his usage should go up a little bit in this game as well. So he's a strong option. I really like him on the slate. Marcus Aldridge going against his former team as well. He's averaging right around 38 DK points recently. Has the upside to go for 50 DK points, especially in this matchup. So I think he's going to be a strong option for us tonight as well. And on the other side of the ball, I really like Damian Lillard. Lillard's been dominating them, averaging over 50 DK points per game against the San Antonio Spurs. Now, he struggled in his last game, but his shot wasn't really dropping. So I think he's going to be another strong option for us tonight. I do think Rodney Hood, they're saying that he's going to get some more minutes. If you want to include him as the last value option on the slate or the last game stacking option on the slate, you could. It's going to be an okay option for us tonight. Lastly, I think Yusuf Nurk is going to be an okay option. If you want to, do a game stack with him, you could. All right, let's try to make the build here. So I do want to include LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. I do like those. Those are going to be strong options for us. Rajon Rondo will be for us again. But I really want to fit Mike Conley in there. There's a lot of options we can go with. I like, Lillard, DeRozan as well. Motley's going to be my lock value play of the night. I'm pretty much just locking him in, I think, unless the news changes later on. And then we're just trying to figure out the build. I think I'll have to go off of Westbrook and Paul George here just to be able to make my lineup work. Like I said, I'm only playing Westbrook and Paul George if I'm playing them both. That's kind of just how I've been doing it, and it's been working out well. So why fix what isn't broken? So that's kind of the lineup right now. I'll probably change it, post on the Patreon page. The link is in the description below. All right, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Have yourselves a great day. Let's keep cashing. A little side note, I am trying to get to 500 subscribers in the next 2 months or so. At the end of March Madness is when I want to be at 500 subscribers. Now, I need more to go, so if you guys get that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. All right, thanks, guys. Let's keep cashing.